Welcome, everyone. This is the day the Lord hath made. Let us raise our voices together and rejoice. Sunday morning, here we are, coming together from near and far. We're unity, a hope for you and for me. I've got family waiting for me. We're glad to see we're unity, all for you and for me. My, so happy it's Sunday. It's our very own Unity Day. Here where we belong with all of our family. We're unity, a home for you and for me. I'm feeling so happy. How about you? We're unity, a home for you and for me. We're so grateful and love abounds with our brothers and sisters all around. We're unity, and for you and for me. I'm so happy it's Sunday. It's our very own Unity Day. Where we belong with all of our family. We're unity, a home for you and for me. We're unity, a home for you and for me.
Good morning. What a fine Sunday, isn't it? We're on the right side of the sod. We got some good tunes happening. Unity, where there's a home for you and me. Yeah. So welcome to Unity of London here at 501 Nelson Street. We have a fine, shiny crowd here in the sanctuary at our building. Good morning to everybody that's online right now on Zoom, and a good day to you if you're watching this later on YouTube. Almost missed that. YouTube. Our tube. So it's like my phone. People say, oh, I like my iPhone. I like my phone. But I was at a networking event one day, and there was a phone on the table, and all of a sudden, you know how something comes up, and the screen lights up, and there's a picture of an eye. And I thought it was a child's eye. So I said to the guy, is that your phone? Yeah. I said, is that your child's eye? He says, no, that's my iPhone. True. So welcome home, where we come every Sunday feeling like we are coming home to see our family, celebrating the abundance that we all share, being open to new ideas, providing each other mutual support. And it's through our true connection with ourselves and with Source that we truly have transformation. And through all of that, we are evolving peace. We have 5 basic principles at Unity worldwide. And so let's affirm those together to remind ourselves or to let anybody know what we're all about. Principle number 1, God is. God is all good and the active in everything, everywhere. Number 2, I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. Number 3, my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. And number 4, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. And number 5, I do and give my best by providing. No, I make a difference. Bifocal contacts sometimes just get a little bit blurry on me, but I don't have to have anything on my head. I just have to have my head on. So how can we do all of that? Well, by inspiring people to make a positive difference in the world, inspiring people to be the change that they want to see. You hear somebody grumbling and complaining about something. If it's something that they could have a positive effect on, may I suggest you consider looking at that a little differently, or how can you show other people to be that change? And of course, we all can do that ourselves. Also, by providing fellowship and education for spiritual seekers of all walks of life. We were put on this earth together to coexist. And we can coexist in peace. And all we can do is be the peace within, and again, show others how we can coexist. And maybe some of it is not only curiosity about our own beliefs, but curiosity about what other people believe and how they got there. And does it make sense? Is it something that might work for you? And if it's not, you can listen and just let it go. And we're going to have some more great music by Jim Chapman. Oh, and a quick reminder as Jim's coming up. If you have a phone with you, please turn down the noise.
Okay.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate that. I'm going to turn my own down.
Here's a song everyone here knows, I expect. So you just feel free to let her rip. I need my glasses today because it's one of those days. You have those days. Some days I don't need them and some days I do. And this is the yes I do day. Oh, that's better. All right, the world is in its right place. This is this tune that back in the days when Jake was here, we'd come to vacation service, and Jake used to do this tune, and we've done a little in the past, but haven't done it for a while. So. I'm in the right place at the right time, where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. I'm getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. I'm getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. I'm getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Thanks very much. Let's stand with me.
Love the zeal at the end of that. Ah. Okay, where am I? I'm here. What time is it? It's now. Okay, we did that. Oh, there we go. Prayer. Here we are. So if you're new to Unity, will let you know that Unity was founded on affirmative prayer well over 130 years ago. And at the front of the room, we have a prayer box. Behind the box is some slips of paper and a pen. And if you would like some additional prayer for yourself or someone else, just put the name of the person that you would like prayer for or a list of people and put it into the prayer box. And we have prayer angels here at Unity of London that will pray over those people for roughly 30 days or more. But then also they're sent down to Silent Unity where they will receive additional prayer. But you see the number on the screen, 1-800-NOW-PRAY. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, there are a group of divine beings just waiting for someone to call for prayer. If you've never tried it, give it a try. You may not have anything major going on in your life, but who couldn't use some additional blessing and prayer? And if you don't need any, Sylvia, SYLVIA, you can ask it for me. But Unity's been providing this service since telephones have existed, because prior to that, Myrtle would write letters to each individual that sent a letter in for prayer. So it's a pretty special service. And if you ever get the opportunity to go to Unity Village, you must go into the tower and spend some time there. It's truly a peaceful place. Next slide, please. Our prayer chaplains today, we have wonderful Dawn. We'll be waiting in the prayer room or by the stairs. And online we have wonderful Wilda available to pray for anyone that would like individual one-on-one prayer here in the building or online. And now we will go into prayer. So I invite you to become comfortable in your seat. Close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. And just breathe. Taking in a nice deep breath through your nose, breathing in all the love that is in this room. And as you exhale, not only releasing some love for others, but release whatever is stuck in your mind that might be scurrying around. Empty your mind of all thoughts for this moment and connect in your heart. With doing our prayer and prayer chaplain training, we talked about prayer as the one true connection, source. During this time, we invite you to speak the names of anyone you would like to hold in prayer with us. You can whisper those names into the space. We hold all spiritual gatherings happening today in our prayer, and especially Unity Kitchener and the Canadian licensed Unity teachers. And for our prayer today, I'm going to read Linda Martella Whislet's rewriting of the Not prayer. We breathe deeply into the moment of high awareness, one with all that is. And let these words be yours. Maybe repeat them to yourself in your heart. I am the power of release, untying the knots in my mind, my heart, and my life. I am divine love in harmony with others and myself. I am the power of will, willingly releasing the thought of have not and cannot. I am divine mind, abundant and capable. I am the power of imagination, dissolving the energy of will not, may not, might not, could not, would not, and should not. I am divine wisdom, knowing that all things are possible. I am the power of life, claiming my vibrancy, vitality, and value, celebrating my true nature, which is divine. You are divine. And no matter what's going on outside of us, within is the calm, the assuredness that with Source all things are possible. And any challenges we are facing need not hold any power over us, for circumstances are always changing. What's within the Source that flows through each and every one of us, our divine nature, is always there, never changing. And so as we prepare for our service and our fellowship and this coming week, we rest knowing that wherever we are, Source is, and all is well. And so it is. Amen. And now I believe George is going to come up and read today's daily word.
Good morning. The word for today is quietness. In quietness, I am refreshed and renewed. Sometimes, especially on my busiest days, I need to be quiet, to step away for a few moments and simply be. I begin by finding a comfortable place. I feel my body relax, my breathing becomes regular and easy, and the busy stream of my thoughts slow as I open my mind and heart to the divine presence within me. I affirm, God is here. Relaxation deepens as I focus on this simple thought. Peace, love, wisdom, and understanding fill my awareness. In this timeless moment, there is no discord. There are no concerns. There is only God within and all around me. My heart's wisdom hears the words, I am with you always. Refreshed and renewed, I return to the activities of my day. My soul is at peace, and my mind is clear. Inner harmony is restored. From Psalms 46, verse 10, be still and know that I am God. Our speaker today is Tony Orvidas. Tony is a lifelong student of teaching spirituality, metaphysics, and abundance manifestation. He's an experienced mentor, speaker, and trainer, and author of Using the Law of Attraction. Tony has been an active member of Unity of London since 2012 and is a past president of the board of directors. With his message, why not just let them? Please join me in welcoming our speaker, Tony Orvidas.
Thank you, George. And good morning, Unity of London. Oh, geez. If it can go wrong, it will. Isn't that Murphy's Law or something? Please forgive me. I'm fighting off a pretty nasty cold. So, okay, today's message titled, Why Not Just Let Them? Let them what, you may be asking? Well, for the next 20 minutes or so, I'll tell you. Well, let's go back to the beginning. I subscribe to Hay House broadcast emails. Maybe you do too. Hay House is a publishing company founded by Louise Hay. You may have heard of her. She's an American motivational author, professional speaker, and AIDS advocate. She authored several New Thought self-help books, including the best-selling 1984 book, You Can Heal Your Life. In one of the emails I received from Hay House, there was a link to an Oprah Whitney broadcast interview with a writer named Mel Robbins. I knew a little bit about Mel, and as I watched the interview, I heard Oprah say that Mel's was by far one of the best self-help books that she had ever read. Totally life-altering. So, of course, I bought the book. on Amazon, I must admit, all future books are coming from a Canadian company, Chapters Indigo. Anyway, Mel's book is called The Let Them Theory, a life-changing tool that millions of people can't stop talking about. Today, I'll give you a very general overview of the theory, along with a few side notes. I'll touch on the subjects of control, choice, making changes, and human nature. Now, who is this Melanie Lee Robbins? Well, she's a New York Times best-selling author, an award-winning podcast host, and a former lawyer. As a motivational speaker, she's known for her wildly popular TEDx talk, How to Stop Screwing Yourself Over. She's dyslexic, was diagnosed with chronic anxiety, and has ADHD. That's attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Same as the one my son-in-law and his son, my youngest grandson, have. And she's been extremely successful in spite of, or maybe because of, all that. Now, Mel writes that if we stick with her through her book, read, absorb, and immediately start implementing what she writes about and what we learn, she will guarantee that our lives will get a little easier and our relationships will get a lot better. And it all begins with two simple words. Let them. Let them do their own thing. Let them be who they are. Now, let them is just the first half of the equation. The second, even more crucial step is let me. So, let me ask you, are you struggling to achieve your goals or maybe to feel a little bit happier? Are you having a problem with your job, a friendship, spouse, partner, maybe a neighbor? If so, the problem is the power that you're giving to other people. The let them theory sets you free, free from the opinions, drama, and judgment of others, free from the exhausting cycle of trying to manage everything and everyone all around you. The let them theory teaches you how to protect your time, how to protect your energy, and focus on what really matters to you. You spent too long chasing approval, managing other people's happiness, and letting their opinions hold you back. Stop giving your power away. Start creating a life where you come first, your dreams, your goals, your happiness. Fastest way to take control of your life is to stop trying to control other people and focus on what you can control, yourself. By letting other people live their lives, you finally get to live your own. Remember, you are never stuck. That's a lie that you and I tell ourselves. You always have a choice. You can leave a job, a relationship, a living situation. You can leave a date, an interview, or a conversation anytime you choose to. It's your choice. You need to stop fixating on your current situation and start focusing on finding something better. When you let the world around you impact your emotional state and peace of mind, you become a prisoner to those external sources. As Greek philosopher Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you. It's what you respond to. It's how you react to it that matters. Learning how to respond differently to the annoying and stressful situations of every day will change your life. So let's use an example. Grocery store. Cashier's moving very slowly. 2 lanes open, 5 people in each lane waiting to get served. You start getting agitated since you have other things that you want to be doing. You want to turn to the person behind you, shake your head and say, "Can you believe this?" Instead, you say to yourself, "Let them." Does it speed up the cashier? No. It does something better. It protects you from the habit of letting little things become stressors in your everyday life. Those extra 10 minutes of waiting in line wouldn't necessarily negatively impact the rest of your day, but allowing yourself to get upset, agitated, and annoyed about something you couldn't control absolutely would. Why get stressed about things beyond your control or that really don't matter? Why let something so small have such a large impact on you? A fundamental law of human nature is this. All human beings, that's you and I, have a hardwired need for control. We all have the innate desire to control everything about our lives, our time, thoughts, actions, environment, plans, future decisions, our surroundings. Feeling in control makes us feel comfortable and safe. So naturally, we try to control everyone and everything around us, often without even realizing it. But the fact is, there is one thing we will never be able to control, no matter how much we try. We will never be able to control or change another person. The only person we can control is us. Our thoughts, our actions, our feelings, our reactions. Metaphysician Mike Dooley tells us, remember who we really are to each other. Kindred spirits drawn together in the romantic adventure of life. Fellow actors, lost in the illusions of time and space to learn what's true and real. Understand that just as you may be trying to change and control others, they want to do the same to you. So the best way to deal with other people is to let them be other people. One of the most helpful things you can do for another is to let them learn their lessons for themselves in their own time, at their own pace. It's also one of the most helpful things you can do for yourself. The only person that you should ever have to live by your standards is you. Let everybody else off the hook. The most effective way of changing another person, though not always guaranteed, comes from changing how you see them. You have no idea what someone else is going through or feeling. So stop making assumptions. Stop making judgments. You have no idea what someone else has chosen to experience in this lifetime. Now, I must admit, I have a very, very, very difficult time with letting them. I'm a control freak. Just ask my wife, my kids. But I'm getting better. I'm learning to keep my mouth shut. But God forbid they ask me for my opinion, because I've got piles of suggestions. And I only wish I was as good as I expect everybody else to be. So now let's imagine we're at the airport. Fun and games. People are losing their mind over weather delays, missing baggage, people crowding gates even before they start the boarding. People are getting upset over mechanical failures, gate changes, missed connections, getting rerouted. About that overhead space where there's no more room. The long lines at the car rental center. You've been there, right? The number of things that could stress you at the airport are endless. But no matter what's happening on the plane or in that airport, you still hold the power. The power of your reaction. Agreed? The urge to control things comes from a very primal place. From fear. Fear of being excluded, not being right, things falling apart. And it shows up in all kinds of ways. Hovering over our kids, trying to influence our partner's habits, imposing opinions on friends, believing we know better than they do about how their lives should unfold. Control gives us the illusion of safety. I just talked about that a little earlier. When we're in control, we believe we can protect ourselves from pain, disappointment, from rejection. But it's just an illusion of safety. Because no matter how much we try to control people, the truth is we can't. People will do what they do. They'll make their own choices and they will live their own lives. My son-in-law, he was planning on buying a big pickup truck to replace his old Jeep. he decided to buy a new $74,000 Jeep Gladiator Mojave. Well, I subscribed to Consumers Magazine, so I told him that the Jeep had really, really lousy ratings, and that he should instead consider maybe the Toyota Tacoma, which had much better reviews, or even a Ford Ranger, which was relatively good as well. Guess what? He chose the Jeep. His family's into Jeeps. Well, I didn't get upset over that choice, and I just let him without another word. A few months after he bought it, it broke down. Took almost 3 months for the parts to come in. During that time, since it was still under warranty, the dealer gave him a courtesy pickup to drive. It was a Ford. Did I say anything to him about that? I just kept my mouth shut and I let him. Good for me, eh? Yeah. Now, here's something to note. The brains of human beings are not fully developed until they're about 20 to 25 years of age. So when it comes to dealing with children, adolescents, young people, you don't always just let them. You work with them. It involves more acceptance, more listening, more understanding, more flexibility. It involves focusing on managing your own emotions so you can respond differently to their behavior. Losing your cool and trying to make your children do something almost always creates a power struggle, right? I certainly have a lot of experience in that, to be honest. Now, the solution is not more pressure. Kids do well if they can, not only if they want to. It's important to remember that. So when the stakes are low, let them, since the benefits of let them are huge. But when the stakes are high, and you know where they are, you do need to step in and take some control. Here's a question. Can you be a leader using the let them theory? Oops. Well, you can't just let your work team do whatever they want, right? Workers need to be managed. But the big difference is between guiding your employees and micromanaging. Use the let them theory to find the right balance. You empower your team while providing the structure it needs to succeed, right? It's about letting go of control without abandoning responsibility. Now, the let them theory is not the same as letting go. When you say let them, you're not giving up or walking away. You're freeing yourself. You're releasing the grip you have on how things should go and allow them to unfold the way they will do. When you let others be who they are, you make an active and powered choice to release the control that you never truly ever had. But it does not mean tolerating behavior, tolerating illegal or inappropriate behavior. You let yourself do what's necessary, and you stop tolerating it. You report the behavior or whatever other steps are necessary. You take corrective action, and you create change, like Sylvia told us earlier in today's service. So I think to myself, particularly when it comes to politics, Southern politics, I can just let him, I can just let them, but how do I then let me? What can I do? How can I make a difference? Well, you and I need to create the change we want to see. Professor Margaret Mead once said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." All it takes is one person to do the right thing, and that person can be you or it can be me. You and I can make a difference. And if it does not matter enough for us to get involved, then we need to stop complaining about it, because talk is cheap. If there's something really bothering me, I need to dedicate time and energy to change it. And there's always something you and I can do through our actions and or our attitude to make a situation better, right? It all starts with one single baby step, one small action at a time. As we read in the daily word, together we heal the world, one kind act at a time. I join with those who live in a spirit of helpfulness and service. I have the power to help create a world of purpose, meaning, and fulfillment for myself and others. The more I allow people to live their lives, the better my life will get. The more control I give up, the more I gain. Let's now look at how the let them theory ties in with unity. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, would likely see the let them theory as a practical expression of many Unity teachings, particularly about faith, divine order, power of the mind. Charles taught that resistance to people or situations only reinforces negativity. He wrote, "Do not resist or fight any situation, but rather transform it through spiritual understanding." This aligns perfectly with the let them theory, which encourages people to stop trying to control others and focus on their own inner space. Charles would likely agree that by letting them, we free ourselves from unnecessary struggle and open the door for divine order to work in our lives. Now, Unity emphasizes trusting the universe's divine intelligence, right? Well, Charles wrote, "All things work together for good when we recognize and align with divine order." The let them theory embodies this idea. It encourages us to trust that everything and everyone is unfolding as it should without our interference. Instead of forcing outcomes, we allow life to flow. Now, Charles believed that our thoughts shape our reality. He taught, "You do not have to let outer conditions rule you. Change your thoughts, and you change the world." Thoughts held in mind produce after their own kind. The let them theory supports this concept by shifting our focus inward. Rather than worrying about what others do, we choose thoughts that cultivate peace, cultivate self-empowerment, exactly what Charles Fillmore encouraged. Now, as we approach the end of today's message, let's do a quick summary. The let them theory centers on the principle of relinquishing control over others' actions and embracing acceptance, right? At its core, it encourages individuals to allow people to be who they are without attempting to influence or manage their behaviors. This approach fosters inner peace, personal growth, by focusing on one's own responses and boundaries rather than external circumstances. In her book, Mel Robbins emphasizes that while it's essential to let them act as they choose, it's equally important to let me prioritize my own needs and well-being. This dual focus promotes self-acceptance and personal empowerment, aligning closely with spiritual teachings that advocate for surrender, mindfulness, the recognition of one's limitations in controlling external sources, external events. By adopting this mindset, we reduce stress, cultivate healthier relationships, and lead a more fulfilling life. In essence, the spiritual truth of the let them theory lies in its advocacy for release, releasing the need to control others, fostering self-awareness, and embracing personal growth through acceptance and mindful detachment. In essence, the spiritual truth of the let them theory is amazing. It's also worth noting that the concept of letting them has been explored by others prior to Mel's work. In 2022, poet Cassie Phillips penned a poem titled "Let Them," which conveyed similar themes of acceptance and relinquishing control. Here it is for our meditation. So sit back, relax, and get comfortable. Close your eyes. Focus on your breath. Acknowledge any distracting thoughts and emotions as they arise. Let them go and return to connecting with your breath. Sit quietly and listen to the following. Just let them. If they want to choose something or someone over you, let them. If they want to go weeks without talking to you, let them. If they're okay with never seeing you, let them. If they're okay with always putting themselves first, let them. If they are showing you who they are and not what you perceive them to be, let them. If they want to follow the crowd, let them. If they want to judge or misunderstand you, let them. If they act like they can live without you, let them. If they want to walk out of your life and leave, hold the door open and let them. Let them lose you. You were never theirs because you were always your own. So let them. Let them show you who they truly are, not tell you. Let them prove how worthy they are of your time. Let them take the necessary steps to be a part of your life. Let them earn your forgiveness. Let them call you to talk about ordinary things. Let them take you out on a Thursday. Let them talk about anything and everything just because it's you they are talking to. Let them have a safe place in you. Let them see the heart in you that did not harden. Let them love you. And now let's take a few quiet moments to just let them. We gradually come back to our world of earthly delights, secure in the knowledge that all is as it should be, as we co-created it, as we let them, as we let us. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Tony. As always, a very practical, well thought out, and easy to understand presentation. One that's not always easy to follow through on, though. I think we all get caught up, and especially these days with some of the things going on, we want to, Larry, remind me. Sylvia, just let them. Just let them be. And let yourself be peaceful. But excellent presentation and wise words. And I believe, Jim Chapman, it's your turn again.
Speaking of wise words, here we go.
Wise words sung in a song.
Tony, thank you for that message. That's one that you and I know because we corresponded a little. That's one that really resonates with me and with Carlin too. We've tried for many. Carlin read that book, Mel's book, years ago, and we have tried our best to live our lives that way. It's not always easy. So I contacted Tony this week because I'd like to, as you know, if it's possible, I'd like to see if there's something I can bring to the service that will tie into the message. So Tony sent me back about what it was, and it's funny. We talked about this before, the creative process. So I'm literally reading Tony's email back to me, explaining what he's going to talk about, and something pops into my head. Some of you may have noticed that I sit here every week and I take notes, and I do that because there's a lot of good things I want to remember. I also do it because I find that for whatever reason, I get a lot of inspiration after the fact out of those notes. And so I thought, 2 or 3 weeks ago, somebody said something and did this. So I went, when I go home, I transcribe them on my computer, so I have a list of all. I thought, gee, wait a minute, oh yeah, that line would work with this. And 15 minutes later, here it is. So, maybe it's only 15 minutes worth of good. I'll leave that to you to decide. But it worked for me, and I thought to me, that's the essence of what Tony's talking about, and they say this Carl and I have tried to do. We all have a song to sing. Life is a melody. In a choir all alone, what will be, will be. Everybody beats on a different drum. We're not all the same. And when someone else takes a different path, you are not to blame. I'll sing my song, you sing your own. Though we are friends, we are not clones. It's not my place to judge your tune, or break or tell her how high the moon. Sing my song, you sing your own. I wish you will. Our lives move on. Need a hand, I'm standing by you. Do the same for me. In the meantime, what you do will be what it will be. Though I may think your song is wrong and I can steer you right, it's not my job to judge your path or push you toward the light. I'll sing my song, you sing your own. Though we are friends, we are not clones. It's not my place to judge your tune. Heartbreak will tell her how high the moon. I sing my song, you sing your own. I wish you will. Our lives move on. Never think that I don't care about the path you choose. You are my fellow traveling soul, but we must all pay our dues. If you ask, I'll be the first to share what I have seen. But if you don't, I wish you well, you'll do. And I am me, I'll sing my song, you sing your own. Though we are friends, we are not clones. Not my place to judge your tune. Heartbreak will tell her how high the moon. I'll sing my song, you sing your own. I wish you well. Our lives move on. I wish you well.
Another fine creation by Jim. Excellent. And the great thing about listening to the radio and some people's songs is that it's easy to change the station. And they can just be where they are on the other station. Good job, Jim. That was excellent. Okay, and now we come to the time where we thank everyone for their time and talent over the week and during today, and also the treasures that you've shared. Give you an opportunity to give again today as the lovely ladies go around. Feel free, if you're not giving today, to put your hand over and bless the offering bag for, again, who can't use more blessings. As always, you can give by cash, check, MasterCard, or Visa, or debit machine in the bookstore. And email unityoflondon@hotmail.com, or we have the Tithely site. We need to have a little melody that we can hum while we're, see. Prosperity. I'll sing my song about prosperity. I wish you all plenty of prosperity. Oh, next slide, please. I don't know why this isn't working, but there we are. So I invite you to join me in divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Amen. And our announcements. Prayer training. So we have another 3 hours happening this afternoon for the ladies, or well, anybody that's joining us, but at this point it's been all ladies. Many of you guys want to join in, but we're going to meet here in the sanctuary and get started at noon and finish at 3, and then for those moving on to prayer chaplain is Sunday, March 29th, which will be my last, no, it's Saturday, March 29th. I will be here March 30th before we drive down the road. Wednesday nights, always great music right here in this room, prepared and set up by Mr. Jim Chapman. This Wednesday, you can hear Mark Henning, Tom McGinnery, and Greg Fraser. And it's, as it says, what a deal. All that music for only $10. Cash at the door or e-transfer to Jim. Condo Lottery's back. Ooh, Larry, we could come back from Saskatchewan and hang out in Grand Bend. So thanks to Lorraine and Chris, once again giving us a week at their condo in Grand Bend for some lucky winner. And the tickets are going to be ready soon. Are they ready? No, not yet. So just now you can spend some time each day in meditation, seeing yourself selling the winning ticket. Selling all kinds of tickets. And Larry and I coming back to go because we won. Oh, always a great fundraiser for us and lots of fun. So now we will say our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love. The power of God protects me. I am the power. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Yay, God. And we'll gather around for our peace song. as you go about this week, remember, just let them. And we'll see who might be online to say hi. Anybody in the room like to come up and share anything?